Coach, big win over number 10 UND, and another fast start, 3 games in a row now. And the one thing that really had to please you, 2 of those drives took up 19 plays. That's a great way to keep them off the field as well.
Yeah, our guys executed our game plan really well. Came out, made a couple of big plays against pressure looks from North Dakota, and we're able to convert on third downs, which is something that we've done well here over the first 3 weeks. And when you can convert on third downs, you keep the ball moving.
45 points on your first 3 drives in games so far this year.
Well, it means 2 things. It means our guys are coming out ready to play, and I think it also shows that we've done a good job in preparation during the week to put our guys in good positions.
And able to get so many guys involved. 4 different guys have double digits in carries. You have 8 different receivers carrying the football as well. And obviously, some of that was the score differential. But, I mean, you had guys that had quality games. Kai Henry and Ben Klett had more than 5 yards per carry. And so really a great way to showcase the talent you have on your offense.
Well, we've got depth at those skill positions. We knew that in the wide receiver core coming in. Some of the younger guys have stepped up in that running back group. And when you're playing tempo offense, to have the ability to roll guys and keep fresh legs on the field in those skill positions is really important.
And obviously the confidence level you have with this offense means you're going to take more chances, and 3 fourth-down conversions speaks a lot to that confidence.
Yeah, we were in situations there where it was kind of that area of the field where a little too far for a field goal, a little too close to punt, and in all of those cases, we were able to execute. And again, I talked about keeping drives alive on third down. We were able to keep drives alive on those fourth down conversions, and then put the ball in the end zone.
And Chris Drevler exceptionally sharp throwing the football for you Saturday.
Maybe his best game throwing the football. He stood in the pocket at times under pressure and made throws. Read things well in our run-pass option game, and I think the thing that you look at is that he's distributing the ball to multiple people, and that's a sign that your passing game is going well.
You got 8 different receivers, as we mentioned, and Levi Falk, a guy we haven't talked about a lot, had a big day with 7 catches.
Yeah, a guy that has kind of worked his way into the lineup. We thought we were deep at wide receiver. Levi was a guy that had a good spring, and now has got himself into the regular rotation and does some really good things on the perimeter.
Defensively, obviously, you knew this was going to be probably your best test against the run early in the season because these guys can run the ball very, very well, did it against you last year, and the defense really was up to the challenge.
Yeah, really proud of the way they played. They were really good on conversion situations, and then did a good job of forcing in between combination of playing good run defense on early downs, and then also the score and putting North Dakota behind the sticks on the scoreboard. We kind of made them one-dimensional, and when you can do that, you have a chance to really be successful defensively.
And that helped your defense get to the quarterback as well. 4 different guys with quarterback sacks for you on Saturday.
Yeah, we've been able to put consistent pressure on the quarterbacks over these first 3 weeks. I like the way our front is playing right now. They're an active group, and that's going to be really important as we head into the Valley schedule here starting in 2 weeks.
One of the big questions was how the special teams was going to respond after losing Miles Bergner. What's your assessment of the special teams after 3 weeks?
We're playing solid football there. Made a couple of big plays against Bowling Green that were big plays during the game. We've been fairly consistent, both punting the ball and in our PAT field goal game, and there's some things we think we can improve on, and those will be things that we'll work on here during the bye week.
So obviously, when in your first 3 weeks you get an FBS win and then you get a win over a top 10 team, people are going to take notice. And so you took a big jump in the polls this week. And I imagine as a coach that's nice to hear, but it's probably not something you're going to put a whole lot of stock in at this point.
No, as a matter of fact, we talked about Sunday after the game that it's great to be 3-0. Certainly, we've played well during the non-conference schedule, but right now the record goes back to 0-0 as you head into the Valley schedule, and you look at the schedule that's ahead of us, and it's like every team is nationally ranked, and that's just the way it's going to be in the Valley this year.
Obviously, with a bye week, injuries become so crucial in giving guys that extra time to come back for that game against Western Illinois. Let's start with Nick Jensen and his status.
Still up in the air. We're waiting to get some information back. Probably know a little bit more by midweek regarding what his status will be for the weeks ahead.
What other guys especially need this break, do you think, at this point?
Well, we got some guys that it was a really emotional football game as well as a physical football game, and to have a week off, right now from a game standpoint allows you to do two things. It really allows you to focus on continuing to improve fundamentally, and also building a depth at positions where you need to build more depth. And then the second thing is it allows you to get some extra preparation for that first conference game against a very good Western Illinois team.
And we go back to confidence, Bob, and we go back to just the UND game from last year to this year. And I know it's something you talk to your team about. We are not last year's team. We're not going to do what last year's team did. We're going to win this game. We're going to put this team away, unlike what we did last year. And it just speaks to that increased confidence that this group has buying into what you guys are doing.
Yeah, guys played confident football in the second half. There was no panic. Our execution in the fourth quarter, being able to run the ball when we wanted to run the football, was something that we struggled with a year ago, and so really pleased with where our team is at in that regard, and I know. Most of them would rather be playing this week, but I think we can use this bye week to our advantage, and we will do that as a coaching staff.
One last thing, Bob, you talked about the conference and how good the Missouri Valley is, and you just have to look at the polls. You get 7 teams ranked in the top 25 now. What's the balance between you being a member of this conference and being so proud of what this conference has accomplished, and knowing that you're part of the best thing going in FCS, but then also taking a step back and saying, oh, wait a minute, we got to play these guys too. It's got to be kind of a mixed emotion for you.
Well, it's an unbelievable league right now, and I said yesterday to somebody, I think what's changed in the league is, you still have teams that are at the very top, that are traditional teams and being at the very top. But now the entire middle of the league has gotten better as well, and so it's going to be a grind. I mean, it is going to be the kind of schedule that rivals any schedule in the country at any level of college football in terms of how well you're going to have to play to win football games, and hopefully what that schedule does is prepares you for the opportunities that may be beyond the conference schedule, because in a sense every game you play is like a playoff game.
So do you feel like your team's ready?
Well, we've got a week and 2 weeks to get ourselves as ready as we can be, and we've got some momentum right now, and obviously we want to capitalize on that as we move forward.